I know a lot of folks love the heat, and we're going to get one more day of it. And we just made the threshold yesterday, officially making it to 90, as Vanessa said. So another day we're expecting to be in the 90s, if not a little warmer than that in spots. Temperatures right now, 79 in Central Park, Hoboken at 79, 69 for Lindenhurst, and 73 up in Armonk. Winds northwesterly direction, but they've been kind of scattered. Either way, we picked up that south wind yesterday, and that's why the humidity started to climb yesterday evening, so a little sticky out there. Notice on the live radar we're tracking some showers, mainly to the north of the city. Most of you are dry. We do have a few clouds out there, and we're going to be tracking some rain showers later today. They're going to be widely scattered, but we could see some thunderstorms. And with transit this morning, just a reminder that 9th Street and 23rd Street station for PATH, it is closed until 5 o'clock this morning. Everything so far running on time. We'll continue to watch that commute for you. In the meantime, alternates at the street parking, it is still suspended this morning. Meter rules in effect. John, Vanessa.
Marissa, thanks. All right.
Can also be deadly to dogs.
Algae, sharks, we got all kinds of things in the water
so
these
much
days.
to
What's
look
going
out
on?
for. Jeez. And we also have to
more of a pool person because you avoid a lot of those things. But even that's hard to come by these days. So just run through maybe a hose or something. Yesterday's high, so we were able to extend that heat wave just a little bit longer, making it to 90 in Central Park, which is right at that threshold, right? LaGuardia at the same, Newark making it to 92. And then look at Kennedy, Islip, and Bridgeport. They were stuck in the upper 80s, so they got a little bit of relief. And this is actually a preview of what's to come for the rest of us. So we're going to have one more day of these higher temperatures, and then you'll notice how we start off August. Pretty nice. So temperatures right now in the boroughs, you're in the upper 70s, 81 over in Staten Island, 75 for Harrison, 75 for Jamaica right now. Not so bad, a little bit cooler than how we have been launching these mornings. Notice Newburgh at 70 and then Andover at 68. So a little bit more refreshing air over there. Live radar, we have some of these showers dissipating as they weaken and move further east, but something you could notice, mainly dry. So we're going to be tracking this chance for showers throughout the day. You may want the umbrella because anything you get stuck in, especially in the afternoon and early evening, could actually produce some pretty heavy downpours. But overall, we're going to be a very scattered situation. You have this front just to the south of us, high pressure trying to push in, especially for the weekend. But again, we can't get away with being completely dry for today. We're still going to make it into the low to mid 90s across New Jersey. And then you factor in that humidity as well. Going to feel a little bit hotter than that in spots. Noticing the Hudson Valley going to spend much of the day in the upper 80s. And then you have the upper 80s, maybe touching 90 in some spots, especially if you're on that North Shore, coastal Connecticut, also making it to about 90. Tomorrow, big changes. Not only are low 80s in New Jersey, Hudson Valley, Long Island, we're all talking about a day in the 80s, which is actually going to be below normal. Normal is around 84, 85. We're actually going to be a little bit lower than that in spots. And then we're going to kick off August about seasonable. So today on the FDR Drive, everything moving real nicely. If you head over on the east side of town, both directions, very quiet. Roads are dry.
Fire caused a bridge to collapse. Union Pacific says as many as 10 train cars went off the rails as it went over the bridge yesterday morning. No one was hurt, but one person was treated for smoke inhalation. The train was carrying hazardous materials. Police are urging everyone in that area to just stay away from that scene. Investigators are working to figure out what caused the accident. Quite a sight. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she is resting at a hospital.
Cheese in the early 1900s.
Now there's so many varieties to choose from. The most popular styles include the New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Dutch, and country-style cheesecakes.
I just like regular
old
cheesecake with a little, strawberry and whipped cream.
I like them all. I think New York is my favorite, though.
Yes.
Naturally.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a quick look at the weather right now. It's been so hot. Marissa.
Yeah, I think today's a perfect day to go to a slushie or maybe some ice cream. I don't know, whatever you need to cool you down. We've been keeping some popsicles in the freezer just for that quick little snack. So we are having another hot day. We're going to have that humidity as well. But this morning, I was talking earlier that it's just not so bad out there. Temperatures are mild, humidity, heat wave, and noticing some areas a little bit cooler, 68 over in Andover. So probably a windows open kind of night there. But the satellite radar picture, it's overall quiet, mainly dry, some clouds over the area, but really not tracking any more rain. We were earlier this morning over the Hudson Valley. Front just to the south of us, we're going to notice this area of low pressure pass mainly to the south, but that could bring us some showers, especially for tomorrow. High pressure trying to make its way in, and we're actually going to have a relatively dry weekend that we're looking at. Now, scattered showers for today. This is going to be especially north and west. We have a front that's going to be dropping down a cold front. West, we have a front that's going to be dropping down a cold front. We're going to get one more day of it, and we just made the threshold yesterday, officially making it to 90, as Vanessa said. So another day we're expecting to be in the 90s, if not a little warmer than that in spots. Temperatures right now, 79 in Central Park, Hoboken at 79, 69 for Lindenhurst, and 73 up in Armonk. Winds northwesterly direction, but they've been kind of scattered. Either way, we picked up that south wind yesterday, and that's why the humidity started to climb yesterday evening, so a little sticky out there. Notice on the live radar we're tracking some showers, mainly to the north of the city. Most of you are dry. We do have a few clouds out there, and we're going to be tracking some rain showers later today. They're going to be widely scattered.
Mostly in the Bronx.
Take a look at some video here of downpours. You can see this traffic light just swinging back and forth. It was really violent stuff, everybody. We were all talking about it this morning. Looks like that is cleared up for now, thank goodness. Marissa Torres here with a look at the weather and the traffic this morning. We got a lot to talk about, Marissa.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of you, if you're waking up with us now at 4:30 this morning, you likely went to bed with hearing those violent winds. You had the strong winds across the tri-state, some gusts up to 50, 60 miles an hour. And this is the track. You can actually see this front move through, a squall line of thunderstorms right about here. It starts to weaken. The winds picked up, and then bam, it went through, and then it was gone. And if you're waking up now, we are dry, we are clearing out, and it looks like nothing happened out there aside from areas that still have some of the down trees and down power lines. So we're clear for today. Going to be mostly sunny, in fact. Temperatures we're around 50 right now, some of the upper 40s as you take it a little bit north. We still have the winds, but it's going to be a west wind for today. So despite the sunshine and temperatures climbing to about 50, still going to have a wind chill out there, mainly feeling like the 40s. We'll have that extended forecast coming up. Let's go ahead and switch over to traffic right now. We'll check in on the George Washington Bridge. So things are quiet, construction free on the inbound side. Here's the lower level and then the upper level. Everything so far cooperating as you head into the Bronx this morning. Outbound also moving along just fine without any construction. Now, I talked about some of that damage out there because 7th Avenue to 5th Avenue. This is because of fallen debris. This is an area that has had issues before with the strong wind, so just be careful as you're headed out. Everything with rails right now. Overall, we're looking at a good situation. The one trouble spot for you Metro North riders is New Canaan Branch. It's suspended in both directions because of, they're saying, multiple down trees on the tracks. You also just have possible delays, we'll say, for the morning commute. And then Path and 9th and 23rd Street stations, they reopened at the top of the hour. LARR, New Jersey Transit, they are saying everything is on or close to schedule despite the storm last night. So we'll keep an eye on it and continue to do so for the morning for you. Alternate side of the street parking, it is in effect today, citywide. Back to you guys.
All right, Marissa, thank you.
Parkway and MetLife Stadium, and you do notice a little bit of a delay as traffic kind of detours around it. Otherwise, take it slow out there. Just be mindful that you could have a messy situation on the roads. Alternate side of the street parking, it's in effect today citywide. Meter rules also in effect, guys. Back to you.
All right, just yesterday, parents citywide, they were forced to make a decision on whether they want to opt in.
River Drive through the 70s, but really not noticing much of a delay. In fact, it's construction free. Northbound is heading away from me, and that is also looking good, but traffic a little bit lighter there. Want to check in on rails right now. So good news, New Canaan Branch, everything has resumed in both directions. From the storm last night, they talked about multiple trees and branches on the tracks. It looks like they were able to clear it up in time for the morning commute. We'll still say possible delays. Everything else on or close to schedule, but kudos to those crews that have been working around the clock overnight to make sure you have a decent commute. Alternate side of the street parking in effect today citywide, guys. Back to you.
Marissa, thank you. All right, the Giants inching closer to a playoff spot.
Andy Adler has highlights in
Delays now just past the Van Wyck, so if you're heading in, already a slow ride there. Eastbound side is actually cooperating a little bit better with a little bit lighter traffic. Then we'll move on over to the maps. Cross Bronx Expressway on the westbound side, now a crash out near Jerome Avenue, and a little bit of a delay because of it. You also have a little bit of an eastbound slowdown through that. George Washington Bridge, you notice the span is showing green traffic flow, so things are quiet there. Alternate side of the street parking, it's in effect today citywide. Meter rules also apply. We'll go ahead and take it up to Air 11. We haven't had them for quite some time, but one of the first mornings where you're able to fly due to a lack of strong winds. And News Radio 80's Tom Kaminsky with us now with an update. Hey there, Tom.
And good morning, Marissa. Yeah, the wind is starting to pick up just a little bit, but we've got at least decent flying conditions as of right now. We've got decent
temperatures before. 620, starting with the maps, the Gowanus, this is the inbound side. You have a crash right near 7th Avenue, so eastbound delays all the way back towards the span of the Verrazano Bridge. Then we'll jump on over. This is on the FDR Drive southbound, a disabled vehicle at 63rd Street. So that is prompting a very heavy delay. You'll notice all the way back up into the 100s. And really then you're just running into the delays that you have from volume as well coming from Harlem River Drive. Also noticing that in the city in Manhattan, we have some closures because of fallen debris from last night's storm. So those strong winds prompting these closures. 6th Avenue blocked off 56th Street to 58th Street. You'll also notice 57th Street is blocked off between 7th Avenue all the way to 5th Ave. So they are working on clearing out that scene and making sure it's safe for everyone to pass through. With rails this morning, we did have a suspension on Metro North New Canaan branch. It reopened. That was because of the storm as well. We'll say possible delays now, and then notice everything else is on or close to schedule across the board. Subways also looking good if that's where you happen to be headed. Alternate side of the street parking, it's in effect today citywide. Meter rules also apply. Back to you.
Marissa, thank you. The Christmas spirit alive at the shops at Hudson Yards. It unveiled a new holiday decor along with an immersive touchless Santa.
Suspension much earlier because of the storm last night, but it looks like most everything, despite the weather last night, is doing just fine this morning. So thankful for that. Alternate side of the street parking, it's in effect today citywide. Meter, if you're going to be coming in at the George Washington Bridge, we'll say 35, 40 minutes, a little bit later on the lower level, but the problem isn't at the GWB, it's once you get across it. So Henry Hudson Parkway, southbound side still has that crash right near Riverside Drive, so that's why these delays are just extremely heavy back up through the Henry Hudson Bridge. You'll also notice that the Cross Bronx Expressway eastbound ramp to the Deegan has a crash. It's still trying to clear out, so that's why you have delays pretty much coming down through the Deegan. Even both directions of the Cross Bronx pretty slow at this point, and so we'll continue to watch that one, but obviously slow going there. The Hutchinson River Parkway, northbound, very heavy delays. You have a crash at exit 23. Left lane is blocked there. So northbound delays extremely slow, but you'll also notice southbound side also taking, I think, at least a little bit of brunt of that and slow as well. So we'll keep an eye on those. Miracle Bridge, a live look here. You have the shaky camera, so we do have the winds that are out there, but no speed restriction. In fact, you're noticing a beautiful look, so don't forget the sunglasses as you head out across the span and things heading towards me. That's our Westchester bound traffic. It's a little bit busier there. Alternate side of the street parking in effect today citywide. Back to you guys.